What's up guys, welcome back to the video. In today's video we're going to be learning about dictionaries. So before going into the video, I would appreciate you guys liking and subscribing the video, and feel free to comment. So let's go into the topic. So first, let's understand what a dictionary is. A dictionary in Python is a collection of key value pairs. So it's kind of like lists, sets, and tuples, but what is actually key value pairs? So key value pairs are nothing but the key with the value, which is like basically like variable assigning. So with the example, this is a variable and this is what you're assigning. But in dictionary, it's a bit different, just a bit. So you can remember kind of like that. Now let's see the only step to create a dictionary. To create a dictionary, you can use the curly brackets, which are basically known as the flower brackets, on depending on how you perceive or read them. So now let's see an example using these dictionaries. So first, as usual, we have to use a variable. I'm gonna name it var. And now to create a dictionary, as I said, we need to use the curly brackets. In that, we have to use the key value pair, which I said these are the key value pair, key value. But in dictionaries, the key should always be in string, so that we can access it pretty easily, and you should not keep in like without strings. So you should not do that. And instead of this equal sign, you have to use the colon, which is these double dots, which is over on each other. And to this, you can assign strings, values, floats, anything. Now I'm gonna assign a string because that would be easy to explain. And now this time we're gonna even assign a B. So basically you can add how many items you want. So I have one item, two item. So this is separated by comma. Remember them to separate by comma, because most of the people just doesn't separate and make a lot of mistakes. So we don't want that. So we have two items in it, and now to print this, you have to print the variable name, which is pretty usual. So now if I run this, as you see, it's printing the dictionary. A is 10, B is 15, and that's what we have in it. Now let's see another basic accessing, like how we know list accessing. If you don't know, you can go check out my previous videos to see what it actually is. Now let's see a basic accessing. Accessing a dictionary is same as list, like this. So which is we know what a list accessing, but it's a bit different to say. I would say a bit different, just a bit. So everything is kind of like copying like a list, and there's a just small difference between them. Instead of using the zero or accessing by their position, you can access by their key, which is this B or A. So key is very important in dictionaries. So keep it as simple as possible and as understandable as possible. So we gotta focus on two things: as simple and also as easy as possible. And now mine is A, so I can just type in A, and now it's gonna print 10. So as you see, that's how dictionary accessing works. And now let's see some methods which you can use inside a dictionary. So these are all the methods we're gonna learn in today's video. So first, this is a bit advanced accessing in dictionaries. First, let's focus on this. So first, this is what I mean by DICT is dictionary, but I didn't create it. So let's pretend that it already exists. We're gonna give an example to understand it too. So we're gonna take an example too. So dictionary.get using the key. So let me show you. It's basically kind of like this list accessing, but there's just a bit different. So you just access it by their key. So first, you can create a new variable. I'm gonna name it var2, and now inside it you can just type the dictionary name, which is mine is var dot. You just get the key, which is, let's say I want to get B. And now if I have to print the variable 2, which is variable 2, and now I can just get the value or the thing. So as you see, 15, so the value of this is 15. Remember to print the one which has the get method thing. So this is a method, so remember to print the variable which has the get method, so to print the 15. because some people just print var and they just don't see the result, so they just think their program doesn't work. So that's not what it actually means. Now let's see another one. So you can only access the keys or print the keys. So this is how you do it. Dictionary.keys with parentheses inside nothing should be there. So nothing should be there. You can even use in a variable, but this time it's not required. So I can even use in the print statement. I could say keys of parentheses. And now if I run this, it's gonna print all the keys, which are A, B, which we have. As you see, dictionary keys, which are these A and B. And now that's how key accessing work. And now we can access keys. What about the values? How do you access the values? It's pretty simple. You just change these keys to values. You just change it to values, and now I have to run this. As you see, 10 and 15 are values, the 10 and the 15. So that's how this accessing the values list and basically accessing a dictionary works. Now let's say I want to access all of these, so which is basically the items method. So basically you just, instead of this one, the values, you can just use items. And now if I run this, it's gonna print the items which I have. So basically it's gonna print the list or the dictionary, I'd say. So A is 10, B is 15. It's gonna separate by comma, but that does not what it means. So it means like these both are related, which are like key value. So we understand how list accessing works. And now let's see another method. So now let's see changing or adding. Changing or adding are totally different in normal English to say, but in this dictionary it's pretty similar because they both work the same. So first we can change or add using the dictionary of using the key and the value. To understand it's pretty hard, but if we write the program it's gonna become easy. So first, as I said, we have to use the variable of we have to use a key. I'm gonna use A with the value. Let's say I want to change it to 20. So now I just have to print var, and now if I run this, it have to print A20 B15. A20 B is 15. So as I said, you can even, it works as adding. So if you change a variable, if you change this key to something that does not exist, it's gonna change to 22. So that's gonna be 10, that's gonna be 15. See, it added a totally different key value pair. So that's how these dictionary adding and changing one of their method works. And now let's see another method you could use. You could use dictionary.update using these parentheses and also the curly brackets with the key and the value. So basically in dictionaries you use a key value a lot, so that's why it's pretty convenient to use. So that's why I love dictionaries a lot. So first, as we said, we have to use this one. So variable dot update, we have to use the pair of parentheses with the curly brackets, and inside let's use the variable b. And now with this we're gonna assign it or change it to 17. And now if I run this, it have to print b. A is 10, b is 17. So that's how this works. And the same thing, you can even make it a new variable which doesn't even exist. As you see, it still adds. So that's how the changing and adding method works. So both are pretty similar, which is pretty great because you don't have to remember more and more methods in your brain. So that's why dictionaries are pretty convenient. And now we understand how do you add, change, and everything else. Now let's see how do you remove something using their indexes or the last one. So basically let's see how do you remove something in a dictionary. So first, these are the 4 methods you could use in the dictionary to remove, but I'd say you have to learn 4 because you can pick what is convenient for you. So now first let's go by each one by one. So first let's use the pop method. So pop is like basically like removing it. So let's use variable var dot pop. You're gonna pop, let's say, using the key. Remember, you have to use the key, as it said here. You have to access by the key. So keys are pretty important in this. And now if I run this, it's gonna pop A, which means it's gonna remove A. As you see, B is 15. So that's why a variable has it now. Now you can even pop B and it's gonna print A. So that's how the pop method works. So now we understand the pop method. Now let's go to the pop item method. So before versions like 3.7 in Python, it's gonna pop like the random item. It's gonna pick random and it's gonna pop it. But in recent updates, it's gonna pop the last one or remove the last one of the key value pairs. So this time item, and then you do not have to give anything in the parentheses. You do not have to. And now it still works. As you see, it's gonna pop the last item. It's not gonna pick anything random, so that's how this pop item works. And now let's see this easiest one, I'd say, which is the delete method. You can delete something in Python with using the delete keyword. So let's use this now. So to basically use this, you use the delete keyword, which is del, and then you delete variable of, let's access by the index. And now this time I'm access the a, and now it's gonna completely delete a. So delete is pretty convenient to use and it's pretty easy. Let's learn about another one called clear. So this is gonna clear the full dictionary. So let's say you have a dictionary for some use and you don't want it because it's gonna take a lot of memory and etc. You can use the function or the built-in thing called dictionary.clear. So basically what you have to do is you have to write the dictionary name dot clear with the pair of parentheses. And now if I run this, it's gonna clear the dictionary. As you see, it's printing blank dictionary because we don't have anything in this. So that's how this deleting dictionary and removing something in a dictionary works. Now let's see another one called copy a dictionary. I'd say this is the shortest one that we can learn in this today's video. So basically, copying a dictionary is pretty simple. So this is how you copy a dictionary. So you just use the copy method, and that's it. You can copy a dictionary, and you basically have to store this in another variable. So basically, let me explain what is happening here. Here's the dictionary, and this is like creating a duplicate of it and storing it in the variable 2. So if I print variable 2, it's gonna print the same things which are there in this. As you see, some people might say, what if we can just use this thing, like you can just assign the variable to this one, which is still creating a duplicate, or you're just giving the information to that. Yeah, that works too, but it's gonna create some problems. What I mean by problems is like when you update in this, it's gonna update in the variable 2 too. So let's say if you don't want to update in both of in one of them, so and you want the past one, so you can just use the copy method. So copy method is used in all lists, sets, tuples, and even in dictionaries. Now let's see another method called looping a dictionary. Looping a dictionary is pretty easy, and it's basically kind of similar to looping a list or set or even to say tuples. So for x in var, which is basically your dictionary name, print var of, we have to print of x. So basically we are accessing by the indexes kind of thing in this time. So as you see 10 and 15, you can only access by these like these indexes and everything else. Like it's gonna go through each key. It's gonna go through each key. So at first it's gonna be a, and it's gonna put the variable a in here, which is the key a, and then it's gonna print 10, and after that it's gonna print b. It's gonna go to the keyboard B, and then it's gonna put here B. So that's how this list accessing works. You can loop through lists, which is very fun. Looping is a lot of fun in Python. So now we understand how looping a dictionary works. Now let's go to the topic called nested dictionary. So nested dictionary is nothing but multiple dictionaries in just one dictionary. So it's kind of hard to understand what I mean by one dictionary, but we're gonna learn what is it. So first you have to delete this part. Keep your variable. So whenever you create the curly brackets and then you type in the dictionary, but this time you have to click just one time enter. So what is gonna happen is it's gonna go to this and it's automatically gonna indent you. So if you don't use this kind of programs, you have to do it by yourself. So you just have to click enter 2 times if you don't use it. So that's how this thing should work. And now let's see how do you create multiple dictionaries. So we already have a dictionary over here, which is basically these curly brackets, and now let's use some multiple dictionaries inside it. So this time my topic is gonna be this fruits, and then we have to use the fruits. So this time I'm gonna give the colors to the fruits. It's basically the same, you use the colon too. And then apple is red, and this time let's gonna give orange, which is the color orange. So I just have my first dictionary over here, and now this time we're gonna name fruits 2. So that's, you can just copy paste this. I'm just gonna copy paste this and use apple 2, orange 3 kind of thing. So I already have it over here, but why is this kind of these underlined? So it's basically saying us an error because we forgot to separate this by comma. So whenever you write a new dictionary, you 100% have to separate it, or it's gonna raise you a lot of errors. And now we basically can print it, print var. And now if I run this, it's gonna print fruits, apple, red, orange, and fruits too. It's gonna print like that. So let's say I want to access these multiple or nested dictionaries. So it's pretty simple. You just use the list accessing, but this time you're gonna access by these names. So let's say I want to access the fruits, and you can just copy. You have to use the fruits, and now I have it here. And now if I run this, it's gonna print us the apple, red, orange is orange. So that's it for today's video. See you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.